All right. I have talked about the curse of man before. And just to bring, if you haven't seen that video or heard it, I'll just recap it here because you see, when in the garden, when man fell, woman was cursed with labor pains. And we know that. I mean, my goodness, some of you wives don't let your husbands or your children forget. I went through so much pain for you. And I went through so much pain for your kids. And, yeah, it was very painful. I understand. But man, and I really think that man has and I'm not trying to play the victim card, but man lives with his curse every day because man was cursed with labor. And God talked about how the thorns would come up through the ground, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And by the sweat of your brow and stuff like that. And we see that in the parable of the sower, in the forced soil, where it talks about thorns and thistles, or talks about thorns coming up out of the ground. And that's what God said, that the thorns will come up and thistles will come up. So we see that in the parable of the sower. We see how this curse, man, that we had lived with, and it's just not with men either. I mean, some women are workaholics too. So then we see this with that. And we especially see it when Paul says that the love of money is the root of all sorts of evil. Some translation says kinds of evil. And that's only a third of the scripture. The second third of it says that many have fallen from the faith in pursuit of it. That's the second part. And then the third part says, with many piercings they've had. What do thorns do? They pierce you. So, and you see this when people pursue money, and I'm not taking up an offering. I don't have a webpage where it says to donate or anything. But it says where we pursue these things, and we pursue money, we pursue riches, and it causes us to fall. Who was it? It was the guy said that came to Jesus and said, Lord, how can I don't know. He said, how can I be your disciple, or how can I get into heaven? And Jesus said, sell all your riches. And the man turned around and walked away. Because his riches, what was it? His riches were more important to him than Christ. And a lot of times when we're in pursuit of money, in pursuit of that, we are saying that our relationship with thorns and thistles, our relationship with our bass boat, our relationship with our vehicle, our relationship with our house is more important than Jesus. And it causes us to fall away from that with many piercings. And that's probably in sorrows. I think it said piercings and sorrows too. I mean, piercings hurt. Those things, those needles, they hurt. And I don't know if you ever been pierced by a catfish with their little side fins. They have poisons that actually go in. Some needles, like that, they have poison in them also. So this is the point I'm trying to get to. In giving, okay, giving of your money. Now, what is money? Money is a means to get goods, etc., 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 but it's also a representative of our time that we put in. It is something that shows forth what we did 40 hours a week or 60 hours a week. It's something that represents our labor. So in giving, you are breaking the curse of labor over your life. You are saying it's not that important. This dollar bill, I don't have one on me or any coins on me, but if you were to have a dollar bill, it takes you a few minutes to work that, to make that. If you had $100 bill, it may take you an hour or 2 or 3 or 4 hours, or maybe it might even take you, depends on how much you're being paid. It may take you all day to make $100. Okay. And what you're saying is, Lord, I'm giving a day's wages to you. A day of my labor. This labor is supposed to be a curse. I'm turning it into a blessing. I'm giving it to you. That whole day of labor, I'm giving it over to you. What about the woman with the perfume bottle? How much did that perfume bottle cost her? She was giving. She wasn't wasting it. She was giving it. She's like, this is my hard work that I labored. And Lord, I love you so much. I want to give it over to you. That might preach somewhere. So listen, in giving, you are breaking that curse, that curse for you to think that you've got to be working all the time. You're breaking that curse and thinks, I don't make enough money. You are breaking that curse over you. I know people that work, oh my gosh, 6 days out of the week. Man, I need a mental break for 6 days of work. And you only get 1 day off? No. I've been there, done that. No. Hey, one time I worked 7 days out of the week. Caused some serious problems that I'm still having today because of that. Yeah. 7 days. That's all I'm going to say about it. But look, when you give, you are breaking the curse of labor over your life, okay? So look, be encouraged and be blessed.